We can create a cue list from the cue list editor or from the scene manager menu. So let's start by pressing scenes and then touching scene manager. We can choose new cue list and we can add a new scene to that cue list by touching add new from the cues menu, using the new button in the scene controls on director or an S-Class console. Adding a new scene will find the next empty scene in the all scenes list. It will store the current configuration of the console to that scene and add it to the cue list. Remove will take the currently selected cue out of the cue list but not delete the underlying scene. You'll still be able to find it in the all scenes list and in any other cue list that scene has been added to. Add space adds a blank bar in the cue list to help break up different parts of your show. We can also organize your cues using the new indent feature, and skip go will temporarily disable the cue so that it's not recalled when pressing the go button, handy for last minute temporary changes. At the bottom of the cue list page we have two toggle options. Auto number will renumber all of the cues in the cue list from 1 upwards, and any cues that are indented will become point cues with a decimal place for each level of indentation. With auto number off, you can also manually renumber each cue, and with auto indent switched on, any decimal places entered into the cue number will add a level of indentation. In the cue list editor, we can view two cue lists or the all scenes page side by side. Using the select options in the middle, we can also add scenes into a cue list or move cues between cue lists. From the cue list editor, we can also give our cue list a name. We can use the renumber tool to do partial renumbering, and we can adjust our recall IDs. From version 2, we have the ability to direct MIDI to the surface instead of the mix rack. We can use this surface MIDI functionality to perform functions we've not been able to do on dLive before, such as previous, next and go controls, but also for MIDI program change translation. For shows that might require more flexibility, you can now freely assign program changes to cues in a cue list. To help with programming external devices, we've also made it much easier to see what those program changes are at a glance. From the Scene Status drop-down menu, we can choose View Surface MIDI, which will show the bank and program change required to recall that scene. Alternatively, by pressing Setup and Scene Options, you can toggle the MIDI view to show you the same MIDI message in hex format. For more information on all the new dLive features, visit our website at alan-heath.com/dLive v2.